Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to this session on CLAT 2024 application form filling, wherein I'm going to guide you fill the application form step by step. So, before I go ahead and help you understand how to fill the application form, and this time you have to also update the university preferences right now itself, in which order you want to put the national law university preferences. That's going to be important. Here's a quick update about the change in the examination pattern. I'm sure all of you are aware that the exam pattern has got changed, or the number of the questions have been reduced from 150 to 120. Now, how do we go about it? What was the what is the usual pattern? So usual pattern was 150. Now they have reduced it to 120. But what is the breakup going to be? Finally, that has also been announced today. Actually, just like what they did in 2020, they have given a range that within this particular range, we'll have the number of questions coming from each of the particular section. तो वो मेंशन किया है उन्होंने अपने पेज पर, इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज में ही क्वेश्चंस नजर आएंगे, मतलब देयर विल बी अ सर्टेन रेंज. सो आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दैट. लेट्स क्विकली लुक एट इट एंड let's go ahead and understand what is the change they have made. So we'll come back to this. So this is the new pattern they are talking about. So English language, which is reading comprehension, will have questions ranging between 22 to 26. Likely would be most definitely 24. Here we can expect 30 questions in the current affairs section. This could account for somewhere around 32 questions. Similar to the English section, this may account for 24 and this would be 12. So thus making it a total of around 120. This could be varying. So they would want to keep this maintained over here, and that has been what they have done since 2008. यहाँ पे कोई changes नहीं है. So marking scheme में भी कोई changes नहीं है. So this is the new pattern. Now, before you go ahead and start filling the application form, these are the key things you should definitely look at. First, you should be ready with scanned copy of your photograph and signature in JPG format. That is something which is very, very important because that's the very first part of the application form. आपको सबसे पहले अपने फोटोग्राफ और स्कैन कॉपी ऑफ सिग्नेचर, ये दोनों चीजें अपलोड करनी है. Your certificate should be ready in case you belong to SC, ST, or OBC category. And similarly, people who are from below poverty line, they need to have their certificates ready in PDF format that needs to be uploaded during the application process itself. You must read the university brochures carefully. So brochures are given on the website, on the consortium website, and when you reach the university page in the application form, you'll also see the brochures mapped against each of the universities. तो यू मस्ट रीड, बिल्कुल पढ़ना है, सारे ब्रोशर्स डिटेल में पढ़ने हैं, क्योंकि यू दैट विल गिव यू एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द इनटेक फॉर ईच ऑफ द कैटेगरीज. इसके अलावा स्टेट वाइज जो रिजर्वेशन है, डोमिसाइल रिजर्वेशन है, that is important because almost every NLU is giving domicile reservation in most of the categories. So if you want to avail that benefit, you should be aware what are the conditions actually. So ये important है. ये बिल्कुल हर ब्रोशर को बहुत carefully पढ़ना है, especially the state you belong to, from which we will be claiming domicile. आप domicile reservation जिस state से claim करेंगे, उसके लिए बहुत important हो जाता है कि you should have the information. The last date to apply is 1st of November, so I don't think there is anything to worry about. You have exactly 4 months, so don't be in a rush to fill the application form. And the best part about the application form is you can do it in stages. So you can always save your work. There is a provision for save draft. You can always save your work. आप save करके बिल्कुल आराम से फॉर्म भर सकते हो, कोई हड़बड़ी नहीं है. और जो एनएलयू प्रेफरेंसेस देने हैं वो आप 3rd of November तक दे सकते हो, एंड यू कैन डू मल्टीपल चेंजेस एज फार एज एनएलयू प्रेफरेंसेस आर कंसर्न. बट होपफुली दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. यू विल डू इट केयरफुली. I definitely understand. So let's go and look at how do we fill the application form. The first thing is you have to go to the consortium of nlus.ac.in website. So you know the official website. It is consortium of nlus.ac.in. यहाँ पे आप जाओगे, and you'll click on the right top corner on the tab CLAT 2024. तो आप CLAT 2024 पे क्लिक करोगे और यहां पर जब आप क्लिक करोगे देन दैट विल टेक यू टू द लॉगिन पेज, आपको लॉगिन पेज पर लेकर के जाएगा. बट प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, first you have to register yourself for CLAT 2024, so you will not be able to directly log in. It will say invalid username or password. So first thing you have to do is you have to register yourself for the examination. So you click on the register button just out here, which question you'll see this question, don't have an account. तो जैसे ये क्वेश्चन नजर आता है लॉगिन बटन के नीचे, आप इस पे क्लिक करोगे और रजिस्टर करोगे एग्जामिनेशन के लिए. द रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस इज वेरी वेरी सिंपल. Once you click on that tab, it will ask you to fill your name, your mobile number, your email ID, and you'll have to create your password. आपको password create करना होगा. My suggestion would be the moment you create the password, write it somewhere so that you don't forget. So if you make it a little complex, just remember to write it somewhere so that you'll not forget. All the action will be happening on this portal itself, and all the action will be happening on this application portal. तो नाम केयरफुली भरना है, दैट यू कैन नॉट चेंज. मोबाइल नंबर जिसपे सारे कम्युनिकेशन होंगे, ऑल द कम्युनिकेशन विल बी हैपनिंग ऑन दिस मोबाइल नंबर विच यू विल बी फर्निशिंग टू देम. Once you do that, you click on the register tab, and immediately a pop-up will come which will ask for the OTP. So you'll receive an OTP on your mobile number, and once you feed that OTP here, once you put that OTP here, you need to click the activate button. What it will do is it will take you back to the first page wherein you need to log in. Now this time you'll be getting inside by login, which is wherein you'll put your mobile number and the newly created password. तो आप अपना मोबाइल नंबर फीड करोगे यहाँ पे, और जो पासवर्ड आपने क्रिएट किया था वो आप फीड करोगे, एंड देन यू विल हिट द लॉगिन बटन. तो जैसे ही आप ये दोनों क्रेडेंशियल्स फिल कर लेते हो, आप लॉगिन बटन पे हिट करोगे. नाउ द फॉर्म विल ओपन अप लाइक दिस. So they'll ask you, very first thing, they'll give you some instruction. They would want you to read the instructions, fulfill the eligibility criteria, all the aspects, reservation and everything before you go ahead and complete the application process. Please understand, only one application is required to be submitted by every student. Okay, so we are talking about the undergraduate program, the 5-year integrated law program. So in this case, this is the tab you need to click on, undergraduate UG 5-year LLB program. You click here and then you apply. You click on this radio button which is apply for CLAT 2024. So we are talking about the programs after class 12. जो class 12 के बाद program होते हैं, हम उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. आप UG select करोगे, undergraduate 5-year LLB, and move on by clicking on apply for CLAT 2024. Now the first thing the form will ask you is your personal detail. You have to furnish your personal details first over here, wherein you first need to upload your photograph. तो आपको पहले अपना photograph JPG PNG format में यहाँ पर upload करना है using this upload button, and then you'll upload your signature. तो आप फिर अपना signature यहाँ पर upload करोगे. Similarly, using this upload tab, it will create a pop-up wherein you can set the alignment of the photograph and the signature. आप जैसे ही वो alignment set कर लोगे, आप वहां पर फिर आप फोटोग्राफ जो है और इमेज जो है वो क्लियरली विजिबल हो जाएगा. यू हैव टू फिल इन योर नेम यहाँ पर as per your 10+2 certificate. Now naturally we do understand that 10+2 certificate is not available at this point of time, which means you refer to your class 10th. You refer to your class 10th. अभी तो class 12th का अपने certificate अभी apply भी नहीं हुआ है, application form भी नहीं submit हुआ है through the schools. So you can refer to your class 10 certificate and fill in your name accordingly. For the gender, you need to select male, female or transgender person as the case may be. So there is a drop down. आप select करोगे, आप fill करोगे वहां पे, Date of birth, you'll be selecting the date from the drop down, then the month from the drop down, and the year. So you have to be very, very careful. You have to type your parents or guardian name, either of the parents या guardian का नाम आप यहाँ पे type करोगे. No salutations are required. Now, next would be, they will be asking you this question: do you qualify under NRI category? Now, this is not for an Indian national. If somebody, I mean, this is not same as NRI sponsored. That question is coming next. Please understand. This is, do you qualify under NRI category? So, a person who is a non-resident Indian, or somebody who is a OCI, Overseas Citizens of India, or somebody who is a person of Indian origin, so NRI, OCI, or PIO, they are applicable. They can put a yes over here. Otherwise, everybody else will say a no over here. Okay. Then we'll see, do you qualify under NRI sponsored category? Yes or no. Now, there is no harm. There is no harm over here. In case you are selecting yes, if you have a family member who is willing to sponsor your education, in case. Okay, so there are issues. I believe I have coming in the comment box. So there is some issue which is there out there. So I'll just take you through. Give me a moment. Is the screen visible now? Uh, So in case somebody is finding the screen is blurred, I think you need to also check the resolution. That is important. So I'll just go ahead and look at this actually. So when we are talking about the application form, so यहाँ पर आपको फिर NRI sponsored, you have to appropriately answer the question over here. And then comes the all India category. Now this is where they'll be asking you your category, social category. It is about whether you belong to the general category, OBC, scheduled caste, and scheduled tribe. So from the drop down, you'll select accordingly. Now here what is going to happen is, if you select general category, they'll also ask you a question: do you qualify under economically weaker section category? So ये पूछेंगे आपसे, economically weaker section category जो है वो आपसे पूछेंगे, yes or no. As the case apply to you, you have to select from the drop down. So यहाँ drop down से आप yes या no select करोगे. Then the question will come is, do you qualify under person with disabilities? Please understand, PWD category में वही लोग अप्लाई कर सकते हैं जिनका 40% या ऊपर से उससे ज्यादा डिसेबिलिटी है. So वो important है, and you must have got the certificate. That is important. Similarly, they'll ask you a question: do you qualify under the BPL category? If somebody is qualifying under the BPL category reservation कोई लेना चाहता है, अवेल करना चाहता है, so they have to upload the relevant certificate over here. What about the other categories, scheduled caste, OBC, and your what do you say, ST कैटेगरी? उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए क्या होगा? उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए यहाँ पर आपको सर्टिफिकेट्स अभी अपलोड करने हैं. एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म के टाइम पर ही आपको सर्टिफिकेट अपलोड करने हैं. सो यहाँ पर इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप अगर जो भी कैटेगरी सेलेक्ट कर रहे हो, यू बिलोंग टू दैट पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी अदर देन जनरल, आप अपने सर्टिफिकेट्स रेडी रखेंगे, वो आपको अपलोड करना होगा. Once you have completed your personal information page, once you have completed this, you can click on this tab which is save as draft, and then if you want to continue, you can click on this tab forward and move on actually. Now they'll ask you about your for the PW category students, they'll be asking about the scribe required or not. अगर scribe चाहिए तो आपको अभी ही बताना पड़ेगा whether you will be bringing your own scribe या you'll be getting it from the consortium. You need it from the consortium. Now comes the communication details, basically your address detail. ये important है, address detail important है. Correspondent address आपको यहाँ पर submit करना होगा. So you have to type everything. Only from the for the state you'll be selecting it from the drop down. आपको सारी चीजें टाइप करनी होंगी यहाँ पर, और डिस्ट्रिक्ट टाइप करना होगा, पिन कोड टाइप करना होगा. अगर परमानेंट एड्रेस है तो वो भी आप अलग है तो वो टाइप करेंगे, या जो आपका सेम कम्युनिकेशन एड्रेस है वो आप यहाँ कॉपी कर सकते हो. Mobile number will come pre-filled, but you have to this time mandatory give your alternate contact number and alternate email ID. आपको ये दो चीजें, मतलब जो ईमेल आईडी आपने पहले प्रोवाइड किया था उसके अलावा भी एक अल्टरनेट आईडी आपको प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा, और एक कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर अल्टरनेट, which means you must give your parents contact number. That is you something which you can definitely give. So communication details is very easy. Click save draft and move on to the next part, which is class 12 exam detail. Now, of course, most of you are still in class 12, so they have kept that point in mind. They are saying if you're appearing for class 12 examination in March, April 2024, enter as appeared, appearing. So जो ये status है यहाँ पर appearing, appeared और past, यहाँ पर आप appearing / appeared वाला option select करोगे. You will select that option. Select month of passing as May 2024. Year of passing will become 2024. Month of passing will become May. Then the application does not need you to fill anything as far as percentage of marks or CGPA is concerned. So qualifying examination, you will have to select accordingly which stream you are studying in right now. बोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी यू हैव टू टाइप, आप सीबीएसई से हो, आईसीएसई से हो, किसी स्टेट बोर्ड से हो तो आप अपने बोर्ड का नाम यहाँ पर टाइप करोगे. अगर आप पास हो चुके हो तो क्लास 12 का रिजल्ट स्टेटस यहाँ परसेंटेज रिक्वायर्ड होगा, किस मंथ किस ईयर में पास किया था. इफ यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर योर 12th एग्जामिनेशन नेक्स्ट ईयर, select May as the month of passing 2024, select appearing, appeared over here, and move on to the test center preferences. Test center preferences is basically your exam center preference. आप किस city में जाकर के exam लिखोगे. So in a large number of cases, it may be even possible that you may not have an exam center in your city. So if you are in a place where you do not have a CLAT center, they are not forming a CLAT center, what you'll do, you'll select the nearest city, and they're giving you 3 opportunities, 3 options. So first option is the one which is most likely to be allotted. So select the one which is either your city of residence or which is very close to your city of residence. Then accordingly for put the next one and the third one. So you have to give 3 choices. The 3 choices cannot be the same. Please understand. For example, you cannot select New Delhi all the time, all 3 choices. You'll have to select 3 different test center preferences. So the first preference should be the one which is where you are residing, the city in which you are residing, or the city which is very close to your residence actually. So that you should be picking up. Please understand, 3rd December is the exam day, which is very close or might be around your pre-board examination. So you can't be traveling too far. That is very, very important. Please understand that. Okay. And here comes the last stage of the application form, which is reservation, wherein you will have to make them understand that whether you belong to the particular state and you are availing that reservation. For example, if you are from the state of Karnataka and you fulfill the reservation criteria, then from the drop down here, you'll be selecting yes out there. If you are not fulfilling the domicile criteria, then you'll select no. So this question you have to answer for every 20, all the universities, 24 national law universities which are part of CLAT 2024, for every university. So the state where you belong to, if that has a domicile, then you are getting that benefit, select yes. Otherwise you go ahead with no. Some of these states like Delhi will not apply over here. So if you are a resident of Delhi, you'll be selecting no everywhere in all the against all the 24 national law universities. You can see here, this one, the PDF is provided. This is the brochure for each of the national law university. This is the brochure. You need to look at it. That is very, very important. आप हर brochure को read करो before you go ahead and apply. That is very, very important. Have all the clarity out there, and then only you go and apply over here. That is very, very important. आप उसके बिना डेफिनेटली प्रोसेस को कंप्लीट नहीं करो. एंड 4 months इज गुड इनफ टाइम. पूरा टाइम मिला हुआ है. किसी भी तरीके से हड़बड़ाने की जरूरत नहीं है. टेक योर ओन स्वीट टाइम and then fill the application and complete the application form. Okay, so just a second. And the end, you have to give your consent. One is about that whatever information you are furnishing, that is true. That is definitely true. There is no false information. That is what you have provided. And the other one is whether you want to give consent that your details could be shared with third party. Now, third party here means the private colleges which will be accepting, or the government colleges which will be accepting the CLAT score. That you have to provide your consent. Ideally, you should be providing, because then those colleges will also be able to contact you based on your scores actually. So this is the simple part of the application process. And finally, this window will appear, which will ask you to validate your email address. It will give your application number, the uniquely allotted number. Now you'll have the option to edit the application form. You may even delete this application and start a new application altogether. You have to also update your NLU preferences. That is important. You have to update your National Law University preferences over here. Now, let me take you through the National Law University preferences. But before you make any order out there, before you submit any order, please understand, please make an informed choice, discuss with your parents, explore more about the NLUs, reputation, location of the National Law University, reservation, all that matters. And whether the program has been recently launched or it has been there for some time. Also, do not just put an NLU on top because you belong to that place or because it's very near to your place. You might be residing in Delhi, but you do know Bangalore is one of the best institutions in the country. You should be ready to go there. So likewise, please take a very informed choice. Please make a very informed choice over here. Discuss with your parents, and then only go ahead and fill this part of the application form. So this is how it will appear. You have to give 31 preferences. Now you might be wondering why 31 preferences, because there are some of the colleges where there are 2 or more courses available actually. So you'll have to give that order as well about the courses. So whether you want to be considered for BLLB only or for the BSc LLB, like it is available in Bhopal and Kolkata. So they recently started, earlier they started this program. Bhopal started with cybersecurity law, whereas Kolkata started with criminology and forensic sciences. So if you are really keen for those specialized areas, you can put them in the top order along with the other courses, or you may put in below in the last of the preferences. So here it was. Here is what I will suggest from the LST. We suggest this, that you please be careful while filling the National University preferences. Do not tamper at least with the first order. Of course, NLSIU Bangalore, Nalsar comes on top. When it comes to NUJS, Please have clarity whether you are really looking forward to the BSc LLB program. Do you fulfill the eligibility criteria? You may choose to put it out here in top of the list, or you may put it down in the list. BLLB is the usual program which has been there since the beginning. Fourth, NLU Jodhpur. Fifth, GNLU Gandhinagar. NLIU Bhopal. For BSc, check about the eligibility criteria, whether you fulfill that, and whether you really have the interest in cybersecurity. You really want to do that. Otherwise, you can keep it below down the order. Then comes MNLU Mumbai and Raipur. Do not tamper at least these 8 positions. Then you can make your regional choices as well. So next comes NLU Cuttack, which is in Odisha. Then we have RGNUL Patiala, followed by Lucknow, then Patna. Between Kochi and NUSRL, you can always have a choice. If you are from South India, I would suggest go ahead with Kochi. If you are from North India, you can pick up NUSRL Ranchi. It has nothing to do with language in particular, but it is all about the comfort of your stay in those 5 years. That's it. These two, you can make changes. Here onwards, you can definitely pick up your own choices based on certain personal reasons, but you can still follow the order. Now, please be careful whether about the course interest. If you really have that interest, put it alongside, maybe on top, or keep it below in the order and follow the college order which we are recommending. So Trichy, Nagpur, Aurangabad. Nagpur also has a program on adjudication which you can take up. For that, they do a separate interview after your selection has been done through the regular process. Then comes Guwahati, Shimla, Jabalpur, Sonipat, GNLU's campus in Silvassa. It's a very new campus, and NLUT, Agartala, National Law University of Tripura, Agartala. So this is how you should be filling up the NLU preferences. Do remember, you have a lot of time to fill this National Law University preferences. It can be done till 3rd, and you can make as many changes you want till 3rd of November. The last one, the most updated one, will be considered as the final. Okay. So NLU Delhi is not part of CLAT. You cannot put it here. So somebody is asking, NLU is not good enough for us to mention in the top. NLU Delhi has its own examination, which is AILET. The application form for which will be released on 7th of August. That's the deadline they have given, timeline they have given actually. You can update preferences multiple times till 11:59 p.m. 3rd of November. Okay. BCom LLB was always there with your this one. GNLU. Now we have another university which is offering BCom LLB, which is Tamil Nadu National Law University. So now we have 2 national law universities offering BCom LLB actually. Okay. Where can we get the tab of NLU preferences? So once you have filled in your application form and you have not made the payment, but you have submitted, then it will bring you back on the a tab wherein you can see delete application, edit application, and update NLU preferences. So before making the payment, you can do so, but you can keep on changing as many times as you want. Can we not give our preferences to all NLUs? You can always give your own preferences. It's a personal choice, but we are giving you based on feedback, experiences over the years, so that you get into the best colleges. Remember, it is about the best education for next 5 years. You will be investing not only your parents' money, but you'll be investing your time for 5 years. That is very, very important. अगर हम डिफरेंट कैटेगरी में आते हैं इन स्टेट, देन हाउ इट विल गो अहेड. देखो, अगर स्टेट डोमिसाइल कोटा में आप जहां पर रिजर्वेशन है, आप उस पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी से बिलोंग नहीं करते हो, तो आपको अपने स्टेट में वो रिजर्वेशन बेनिफिट डेफिनेटली नहीं मिलेगा, बट शायद दूसरे स्टेट में हो. बट इस केस में क्या होता है मोस्टली कि देन योर कैटेगरी मस्ट बी इन दी ऑल इंडिया लिस्ट. अगर आपकी कैटेगरी किसी स्टेट लिस्ट में है, तो वो शायद नेक्स्ट स्टेट डेफिनेटली कवर नहीं करता है. Okay. What is a scribe? A scribe is basically a help you will be taking across along with you in case somebody who is a person with disability who needs some assistance during the examination, the scribe is a person who is then assistant during the examination. And the general rule is the scribe should be less qualified, which means the scribe should not be more educated than you. It has to be somebody who is in class 11th or maybe in class 9 10th, who can be there, who can read out the questions for you if required, or may help you in the examination. So they don't have much knowledge more than you, so that they can answer it on your behalf. uh, do we need to fill NLU preferences in this form? Yes. Before one final submission, you will have to definitely do that. Does a NRI sponsor always have to be a family member? Please understand, NRI sponsor needs to be a first degree or second degree relative. So that is what most NLUs prefer. That's the condition. First degree or second degree relative, may not be the immediate family member. So uncle, aunt, cousins staying abroad, they can definitely sponsor your education. Now, what happens when it comes to NRI sponsored, and why it is important to select yes at this point of time right now in the application form? If you want to avail the benefit of taking admissions through the NRI sponsored seats, just in case your rank is not good enough through the common counseling system, you must give that consent right now. You have to select yes. Otherwise, they will not be giving you NRI sponsored rank, which is very much required to apply separately to the national law universities which offer NRI sponsored or NRI seats. Now, the top two national universities do not offer this category of seats. So, the best one is Kolkata. We have Bhopal, Jodhpur, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Raipur, Patiala, Lucknow, Kochi, Vishakhapatnam, Ranchi, Trichy, and Shimla offering seats under NRI sponsored or NRI categories. You have to apply separately. So once the results will be announced, these national universities which offer NRI sponsored seats, they come out with their own application form for this category, which needs to be filled. Now, based on the applications so received from the NRI sponsored category students, they'll decide a cutoff and offer admission. So it's basically a advantage in case you have a relative you want to avail this benefit. It's always an advantage. But first, the consortium will complete the admission process and they will look at the overall CLAT and the category rank. So, such students who select yes, they get two, three different ranks. One is the category rank, one is definitely all India rank. And in case you are applying through NRI sponsored category, you'll be given a NRI sponsored rank. But if you don't select a yes in the question and you say no, which means you are not interested in this, and later you cannot claim any seat under NRI sponsored. So please select yes, just in case you are looking for. EWS certificates is not required to be uploaded right now because EWS certificate changes every year. It's based on income, please understand. So they will ask you at the time of admission. It is issued, the one with EWS certificates are always valid when they are issued in that particular financial year, 1st April and onwards. So next year they'll ask you for an EWS certificate, a newer one, if you are still within that category. Are centers allotted on first come first served basis? Yes. In case they do not find sufficient number of candidates, they might cancel a particular city, but that never happens. They always have number of people actually. Okay, so I think I have already covered NRI quota, NRI sponsored quota, BSc LLB option 2. Yes, two national law universities have BSc LLB option. One is NLIU Bhopal, which is offering BSc LLB in cybersecurity laws. And we have NUJS Kolkata, which is offering criminal and forensic actually. Stature of Delhi NLU, that is definitely on top. State domicile, basically each NLU is a state NLU, so they are not central government institution. Please remember, none of the national law universities are central government institution. Each of them are governed by respective state assemblies, or rather the respective state governments, and they have to follow the rules and regulations from the particular state. And that's the reason you find a lot of reservations across different categories. In some cases you have 25% of the seats reserved in all categories. In some cases it is only specific categories. General categories are not provided any specific reservation, even if you are from that particular state. Actually, if you're not eligible for BSc LLB, you can skip that in the application form altogether. Okay. Can we get the form in offline mode? No. The application is completely online. The payment is completely online. You can pay using your parents' credit card, debit card. You can make payments through UTI, actually. So no issues. Do we have BCom LLB in Bangalore? No, Bangalore doesn't offer any other form. It's only BA LLB. State domicile certificates are issued by respective state authorities. So whichever state you are in, please go to the district headquarter and go to the municipal office. There you will be connected to the officer who will be authorized to issue you the this application, this form actually. Can we update NLU preference after making payment? You can always update. No issues with that. Tentative result date of other NLU and Delhi NLU. Tentative result date, the exam will be happening in December and the results will be out within a week's time of the date. So when the CLAT is on 3rd December, expect results coming out maximum by 7th, 7th or 8th, or even maybe after NLU, maybe 11th. NLU Delhi is on 10th. Expect results by 15th, 16th. They'll quickly come out with the results. Okay. LSIU provides BBLLB? No, they only provide BALLB actually. Yes, if you have, please understand whichever state you belong to, if you have reservation benefit coming up, please select yes over there. But in the preferences, don't select. So if you do know that you are from the state of Maharashtra, you will get benefit if you are from a particular category for all the national universities, but you should always be putting Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata on top. You must strive for the best education. That is very, very important. Domicile certificate is not required during the application. It will be required at the time of admission. That is not required at this point of time. The only documents which is to be uploaded right now is SC, ST or OBC category certificate, BPL certificate if somebody is from is availing benefit under. Well, there's no specific seats for them, but they do consider it actually. Okay, so actually, this is a very different concept. I don't know how this has emerged. OLED, there is nothing called OLED. You have ILET for NLU Delhi, and people are what they are doing. They are other law entrance tests, so they will be coming out in January, not right now, December, January. Don't go for that actually. Okay, so please be careful while filling the application form. It's very costly. Take your own sweet time. You have 4 months time to complete the application. Don't be in a rush. Watch this video again if you wish to. I've already explained why and when you should be selecting yes for the NRI sponsored category. So all the best. Go ahead and start filling your application form.